Hey, and welcome back to week 2 of my Lumineers Let's Learn series. Alright, so last week we looked at Ho Hey, and there's going to be a link in the description if you want to check that out, so you can hop back and get caught up. But if you just want to get into it, today we're looking at Flowers in Your Hair. Okay, this is another real short one. There's some cool picking going on though, so let's get to it.
When we were younger, we thought everyone was on our side. Then we grew a little and romanticized the time I saw flowers in your hair.
Okay, now how do you approach figuring something like this out? If you kind of forget about all the sort of hammer-on picking stuff that's happening right now, there's really only 2 chords. And if you listen to that root, that's G. And then there's that sort of higher note that you hear that's just constantly going between all the picking. And if you look at your normal G major chord, that finger is already down on the 3rd fret of the B string, and that doesn't need to go anywhere. All you're doing is playing your G, and then that high note. And then where your index finger is, actually I'll try and show this camera. I'm trying to do this multi-camera thing again. Who knows if it'll work. But where your index finger is, you can open up that string, and then hammer on 2. So you basically have G, then open 2, down a string, and then you go back up a string. So it's like, right? And in between each one of those, all you're doing is picking the high B there, or rather the B string with your ring finger on 3rd fret, right? So slowly, it's like. Speed. And sometimes I also use my index finger to pluck the open G string, just because I think it kind of fills it out a little more. You don't have to do that. It's not as important as that high. I guess technically that note is a D, but 3rd fret on the B string. So make sure you got that, and then if you want to add the open G string as well, like that, you can. It sounds good. So it would be like. And then what you're going to do is you just go down to a C9, right? So it's the same as a G major chord, only these 2 fingers, you just shift down a string. And you do pretty much the exact same picking pattern. So like that. Okay, so that's literally, I mean, I know it sounds maybe a little bit complicated, but that's all there is to the song. There is a chorus section coming up. We'll get to that right now, I guess.
It takes a boy to live, it takes a man to pretend he was there.
So when he says it takes a boy to live and a man to pretend he was there, that's on a D. So you're just going to do like where your index finger normally would be on a D major. So 2nd fret on the G string. You're going to hammer that. So open 2 and then pluck that 3rd fret on the B string that we've had the whole time. Right? And then back to the C. And then you're back to this. Right? So again, it's just the D, C. Okay? Nothing to it. Moving on.
So then we grew a little.
Same thing.
And now we demonstrate to the cops and all the things we said. We were self-assured.
Back to the D, C, back to the G. Alright, now we're in the chorus. Okay, and that sounds like just an E, D, G. Okay, and once again, this is one of those choruses where it's kind of obvious what the chord's going to be, just because we're playing the song in the key of G major, and the relative minor of G major is E minor, and that's really often when people do the verse and the chorus. It's usually just the relative major and minor of each other. Hopefully that means something to some of you. If not, don't worry about it. Right now, just play an E minor and a D. E minor. I never know any of the words. Yada da da. Na 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 Okay, so that's awesome. If you're performing this live, probably learn the words. It'll be more impressive. And I think that's probably the whole song, but let's play through the rest just because why not? See if there's anything else in there. in there.
Be in my eyes, be in my heart. So now, when I look back, and I hope it's not.
Just to clarify, this verse, again, it's the same chords as we were doing before. So like before when we were doing, now we're just going to keep that G down. Do that. Then we're going to go to a C. Back to the G, okay? So don't worry about the picking, now you're just doing the chords.
She's so attractive in the way. I won't close my eyes.
Now to the D,
Takes a man, takes a
C,
woman, make it compromise.
back to the G.
So be in my eyes,
Chorus.
be in my heart, be in my eyes, be in my heart.
All right, now, whoa. Okay, and for the very last bar there, it goes back to the, and then ends on the G. Probably if you're playing this and you don't go back to the picking for that last 4 beats, probably no one's gonna notice, and probably you won't lose too much sleep at night if you don't do that little thing. But if you want to, it's there. Take it or leave it. Anyway, that was it. So now you know how to play Flowers in Your Hair. Again, another nice and easy one. And I'll remind you, if you wanted to learn how to play Ho Hey, it's also pretty easy. And there's a link in the description for my last week's Let's Learn, where I talk about how to do that. So if this helped you out, it would help me out if you hit the like button below. And secondly, if you want to see more of this, not just Lumineers, I am doing one more week of Lumineers stuff. And after that, who knows? But if you want more of this, be sure to subscribe below. And also, if you have any requests, as long as it's not some sort of dubstep or something, I'll probably do it. And even if it is dubstep and I'm in the mood to try something funny, I might still do it on acoustic guitar because that's how I roll sometimes. All right, and otherwise, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to give me a shout. All right, see you next time.